I think it's deeply cynical and inappropriate for Keir Starmer to, in any way, try to influence the outcome of this investigation by saying that the consequences of being fined are that he'll resign as leader of the opposition. That puts an enormous amount of pressure on Durham police to get it right. And if they think that there's any doubt whatsoever, they will shirk away from issuing that fine. However, I think that he's playing a sort of a gamble here. He thinks that if he doesn't get fined, then he will be able to turn around to the Prime Minister and say, oh, well, you did get fined, and Rishi Sunak did get fined, and you two now both have to resign because I set that precedent early on by saying I would do the same thing if I would be fined. You'd be forgiven for suspecting he might have had a tip-off, perhaps, that he's not going to get fined, or even worse, that he thinks that he's followed the letter of the law, even though he clearly hasn't followed the spirit of the law. And I think for someone who's involved in making those laws, someone who, as the leader of the opposition, should have opposed those laws if he disagreed with them, rather than simply trying to find ways to weasel around them and find the loopholes so that he technically follows them, but actually is off having beers and curries with those people after a day of work. I think that shows an even more cynical side than just following them or just breaking them.